G'day, hi and welcome. Exhibit A. Oh, look at all that ice. Wow. Stove ashes. Okay. I don't think so, buddy. Not even close. Wow, look at that slush fest. Oh my god. Holy jeez. That freezes. That's gonna be so rough. Oh. It's supposed to freeze tonight too. Oh man. Holy. No, down the road. Not too fast. Not too fast. Want to be doing some sliding here. This is gonna be glare ice tomorrow. Holy smokes. But the answer is no. I don't think so. I ain't falling for it. Good try. But I don't think so. Behold what you were looking at. Exhibit A. Okay. Exhibit B. We already did Exhibit A. Is it looks like a nice spring day, doesn't it? No. No. This is just the first false spring. You think I wasn't on to you? Of course I was on to you. I knew it all along. Even when I didn't know I knew. Okay. I could push him off the road, but... Holy geez, slow down. There's children around here. Holy smoke, some people are stupid. They're stupid. You're stupid. Yeah, that's definitely not 50, buddy. It brakes on it. He must have heard me. Say, oh no, I'm not doing 50. I better slow down. Nah, I don't like when people rocket through here like that. You never know, you know, like these small towns, eh? Like people are always close to the road, so well, the creek's going up a bit. Yeah, no, it's really been really mild the last past 2 days. It almost sounds like it's raining. It's not, just stuff melting off the roof. So I got a call this morning. Oh, one thing I will be like, what I'm hoping is that things melt down. We don't get snow for at least a couple of days. Let my body rest. Like I haven't had it. Like I've been woken up every morning for the past 2 weeks by somebody. Can you come and whatever, right? My dad and Wild Tony and Adam were just working. They're over here. Just working on the fishing auger there. I heard it running, so I don't know if they're gonna go fishing. But it's mild enough that it'd be a good day to go ice fishing. But as long as you knew where the ice was, it should still be like about a foot or two thick. Where my dad was last week, they're up in the Kapuskasing or North Bay or wherever it was there. Ice was. He goes. The auger went right to the engine, and he goes. It just got through the ice. That's how thick it was. I forget what lake they were on, or river or whatever, but it's pretty thick. But you get a week of this, yeah, you know, trucks are gonna be falling through the ice. I've fallen through the ice too many times. I'm not a big fan of it. In the middle of the winter, yeah, I nearly died like 4 or 5 times falling through ice. Like how I'm still here. Yeah, I must have done something right in a previous lifetime because I should be dead. I almost got Han Solo'd. Yeah. Eaten by beavers. Yeah. Who knows? So I gotta go in. I was in there yesterday, but my poor client, she hurt her back, so she can't go in and empty the bucket, so she asked if I could do it. I said, oh yeah, sure. I gotta go in there anyway, so. But it would have been nice to know yesterday because it would have been one trip less. I would have slept in a little bit more today. I got till 9:30, so that wasn't too bad. But I got to fix my roof rake for tomorrow, and I have to take spare parts off my other roof rake. That's it. I've even seen hydro stacks get pulled off the roofs. It's raining a bit, just like a mist. It's kind of weather I don't like to go far. Like it's not too bad when it's like this, but if it gets foggy and it gets a little bit colder, then it's just like glare ice everywhere, and you can't see where you're going. Like you can't see what you're about to crash into. Look at that. Yeah, it's raining. Just a mist. Who needs windshield washer fluid when you got that, right? Oh yeah, by the way, I gotta put windshield washer. I'm gonna do it. I know you guys think I won't do it, but I will do it. I will put windshield washer fluid in my vehicle. So I did that roof the other day, broke my roof rake on it. Well, basically a bolt, lost a bolt. Holy geez, that ever cleared off good? Man, I did a good job. Holy geez. I'm gonna put myself out of work. Doesn't take much once you open it up, but it's my poor client. Water problems, okay, and here's the problem with water problems. It leads to other problems that you're not anticipating. And anybody that's experienced this, they're gonna be going, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like, oh, that's exactly what happened to me. Okay, so I still don't know what's wrong with that pump, right? I tested it. The first time I messed around with it, it was kicking the breaker, right? So there's a reason why it kicks the breaker. Something's wrong when you're kicking the breaker, right? So what is it? I don't know. So at first I suspected that they didn't have any water because it was, you know, minus 30 every night for like a month straight. So I was assuming because they're not there often, there's a good chance that they're just, the water's just frozen, right? So what I'm thinking is that it was frozen, but what I didn't know was, where is it frozen? Is it frozen under the line in the ground, or is it frozen at the pump? And if it's frozen at the pump, what'll happen is your pump is going to lose prime, right? Or it's going to get damaged from the ice when it kicks on. You know, chances are that's less likely, but it can happen, right? So the other thing, and again, I'm not a plumbing guy, so if you're a plumbing guy, you'll probably correct anything I say wrong, but my understanding is once you lose prime, okay, this is one of those self-priming pumps. It's got the little bubble tank on the top, little blue bubble tank on the top. It self-primes, and you have your switch that kicks on and kicks off once it's primed, right? So the switch, which I used to sell a lot of when I used to work in a hardware store, and there's a couple of types of switch. This is the switch with just the 4 contacts, not the 3. And it's also the automatic one without the lever on it, and without the air pressure switch. There's like a little tube that goes on it. So there's about 3 or 4 types of switches that you typically get, and you get them in several size of amperages. So for example, a hot water tank one might be a little bit more powerful than your regular you know, smaller Thrasher pump one, right? But you might have one that's you know, for your main, you know, if you got a deep well one, it's probably going to be a lot more a bigger box than you're probably going to have a hardwired box for that. Like it's a whole different switching system, because the amount of draw you're going to need just to get that thing to, you know, to start up, right? Our well, for example, is like 368 feet or something like that. It's pretty it's basically an aircraft carrier in the ground lengthwise. And the thing about that is that you're on 220 volt at that point usually. I can imagine they make 110 volt ones, but man, the amperage draw would be ridiculous. So you're on 220 volt, right? So that's your deep well. But this is not a deep well. This is I don't know if they're on a complete sand point, but they would have to have some sort of a sand point at the bottom as a filter, right? And a lot of times on these, so I don't know if they just have that that foot that sits in a well, or if they have the sand point. I don't know. But whatever they have, it has to be drawn up. So the well is probably not that deep to begin with. Oh geez, rough road. The potholes around here are so bad they can actually change your radio station, knock your dentures out, and lock your doors and unlock your doors. Yeah. So anyway, bottom line. Ooh, you want that right? Bottom line is that pump. Okay. When I checked it the first time, it was kicking on for about a few seconds, and then it would kick off, and then about 20-30 seconds later it'd kick on again. So it sounded like it was trying to prime itself. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's what I was doing. But then I started thinking about, maybe it's been doing that all along, and that's why it kicks the breaker, because the breaker is going to get really hot kicking on, or the switch is going to get really hot kicking on, kicking off. Holy geez, pulled me into the ditch. Right? So click, 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 that gets really hot, right? So then you're either going to keep kicking your breaker, or you're going to burn something. Either burn out the switch, and the switch could still work and not be strong enough, right? But it's hard to test the switch. It's kind of one of those things that the only way you know if it works properly or not is you got to switch it out, right? Which is, you know, you're looking at 100 and some odd bucks, 60 to 100 and some odd bucks, maybe even 200 bucks for a switch, depending on what you get and where you get and what you have to get, right? So switches can be expensive, right? But the pump, the switch is what protects, it doesn't only just turn the pump on and off, it's also what protects the pump, right? From overrunning and running dry. So if that pump has been running dry, it's probably burnt up its impellers, right? Or its diaphragm. And if it did that, then there's a leak. And if there's a leak, kick on, kick off, kick on, kick off, right? So I don't know if that's the case. But that said, the last time I went, they said they got water at one point, and I figured, well, okay, maybe it finally primed itself, and the ice blockage, if there was ice blockage, probably moved away, right? But the thing is they're not there full time. They're only there, you know, once, twice a week, that kind of thing, right? So then they didn't have water again. So I went and uncovered. This time, I checked all the plugs and everything like that were down there, and all the plugs were working. That was no problem. So, and their breaker wasn't kicked off, so that wasn't the problem. So then it had to be a switch. So I had to get a tester, and I'm like, well, I said, once you're getting into that stuff, you're better to get somebody who knows more than me. You know what I mean? I'm like that. I won't BS a client, not for an extra couple of bucks. It's just, I won't do that to people, right? If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Or if I'm not sure. I know enough to be dangerous, but I might make your problem worse rather than fix it. But I can test a few things, right?